Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to really get under the surface of a story, pull out those surprising bits of insight you need. Today we're heading onto the tennis court. Big stakes. It's the Montreal tournament, a really anticipated semifinal matchup.
Yeah.
And it's got these great contrasting narratives.
Yeah.
An established champ versus this teenage sensation who's just surging.
And it's more than just, any semi. What's really got my attention here is that, yes, it's a rematch, but the stakes, the conditions, they're totally different this time around. It changes the whole feel of it, really. Those subtle shifts, they matter.
Absolutely. So, okay, our mission here, our deep dive question is this. How does a top player really prepare for someone they just beat? Especially when that opponent suddenly finds this whole other level.
Yeah, that's the puzzle.
We're looking specifically at Rybakina, Wimbledon champ from 2022, facing the young Canadian Victoria Mboko. I've got some great sources giving us a window into how Rybakina sees it and just how, astonishing Mboko's been playing. It's definitely not just a simple rematch scenario.
Not at all.
Okay, so let's dig in. Rybakina and Mboko, they played less than 2 weeks ago, right? In Washington.
That's right.
And Rybakina took that one 6-3, 7-5, straight sets. So you might think, okay, clear edge for Rybakina. She should be feeling pretty good.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But see, if you look at the bigger picture, Mboko's run here in Montreal, it's been, explosive.
Right.
This 18-year-old, she's dropped only one set the entire tournament.
Wow.
And get this, on her way to the semi, she absolutely dominated the top seed, Coco Gauff. 6-1, 6-4.
That's a statement.
Exactly. So 5 wins to get here, including that one. It's easily one of the standout stories of the tournament. She's playing with this, newfound freedom, real power.
And you can see that reflected in how Rybakina is talking, despite having won just recently. She's definitely not taking it lightly. She's being remarkably cautious. She actually told reporters, and I've got the quote here, she's a tough opponent. She has really good strokes, and she plays fast, and she has really good serve.
Which is pretty high praise coming from a slam champ about someone she just beat.
Totally. Shows a lot of respect.
And her reasoning for why this time might be different is, I think, really key. Rybakina specifically mentioned the Washington match being a night match, and that the conditions there were very different from Montreal. She called Montreal more consistent.
Right. So what does that actually mean, though? How much difference can conditions make?
Well, quite a bit, actually. Night matches, they often mean, slower courts. Maybe the balls get a bit heavier with dew, less wind, perhaps. More consistent in Montreal probably suggests a faster court, maybe a higher bounce. Things are more predictable.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, think about Mboko. Rybakina described her game as fast, good strokes, really good serve. So these quicker, more consistent conditions, they could actually help her. Her flat, aggressive shots might just zip through the court even faster. Her serve could be even more of a weapon than it was in Washington.
Okay. So the environment itself might suit Mboko's game better this time.
Potentially, yes. Even small changes can really shift how effective a player's style is.
And then Rybakina added something else, which I thought was really interesting. She said, Mboko has nothing to lose and is definitely dangerous.
That's the psychological piece, isn't it?
Exactly. She gets that underdog advantage. I mean, think about it. Mboko comes in, racks up 5 wins, takes out Gauff like that. Her confidence must be absolutely through the roof.
Undeniably sky high.
And when you feel like you've got nothing to lose, you play differently, right? You swing out more, you take chances.
The pressure shifts. Yeah. You're not burdened by expectation in the same way. That kind of free swinging intensity can be incredibly tough to handle, even for someone as experienced as Rybakina.
So if we put it all together, you've got Rybakina, former world number 3, the clear favorite on paper.
Who also had a slightly easier path to the semi. Remember, Kostyuk retired in their match.
Right, good point. So she's the favorite, but she's cautious.
Yeah.
And then you have Mboko ranked 85th, just this teenager.
Riding this massive wave of confidence and momentum.
It's such a classic setup, isn't it? The stats versus the psychology, the momentum.
Oh, it really is.
So what's the so what here? Why do these details, the conditions, the mindset, the recent history, but with a twist? Why do they make this semi so fascinating? Even though Rybakina is the favorite, for me, it's seeing how those outside factors like court speed mixed with the inside stuff like pure confidence. What's your take?
Well, I think that's exactly why we do these deep dives, right? It's about looking beyond just the last result. We have to ask why the context is completely new. Mboko isn't quite the same player Rybakina saw 2 weeks ago. She's proven herself in these Montreal conditions now. She's got that Goff win under her belt, and like Rybakina said, she's playing freely. That shift in both the environment and Mboko's mindset, it turns what looks like a simple rematch into a real strategic challenge for Rybakina. It makes Mboko genuinely dangerous in a way that maybe wasn't fully apparent before.
So what we've really uncovered today is that core tension, right? Rybakina, the experienced champion, having to navigate this rematch against Mboko, who's just absolutely on fire.
Yep.
It's such a great reminder that, recent history isn't always the best predictor, especially not in sports at this level, where momentum, confidence, those little shifts in conditions, they can change everything.
And maybe that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. How often do we maybe underestimate someone or, a challenge just based on what happened last time without really factoring in how things might have changed? Or the sheer power of someone coming in with that nothing to lose kind of energy.
Yeah.
It makes you think about how we define a dangerous opponent or maybe even a difficult situation in our own lives too.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you'll watch, or at least keep an eye on, how these dynamics play out, whether it's on a tennis court or, somewhere else entirely.